Hello YouTube, I'm Sam Trades Forex. I'm an Aussie surfer boy at heart. I'm currently living between southern Spain and Germany. I'm a six-figure funded trader and I was able to get that funding in under 6 months using this strategy. Awesome guys, if you made this far, we're about to jump into part 2 of my weekly review with EURUSD. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, the link's going to be in the description below. Make sure you go over and watch that one because I go through in deep detail the theory behind the strategy, how I trade it, how I see the market. I give you a rundown of my top-down analysis and a very in-depth analysis of the first half of last week, plus my expectations and predictions for the week going ahead on EURUSD. If you already watched part 1, well then get ready, part 2 is about to start. Let's jump into it. This is a little bit of an issue. We had the daily rebalance before the tag. We've had this candle here, big push down candle. Got a nice, H4 is still up, remember. However, we have such a bearish momentum. So what I would trade, I wouldn't take this on its own long, but if we get a long opportunity out of it, of a confirmation trade, I will close my short and I will open a long. Let's just skip through Asia and see what happens. Okay, let's have a look at market structure, see where we're at. We're at a boss with body in the end here. A chock with body after rebalancing the daily. Pretty nice confluence there. Boss with body. And we've chocked back down. Boss with body, boss with wick, I mean. And boss with wick. And a chock with wick. Okay, so right now this is our boss line still. And this is our new chock line. What is this currently sitting at? 3.2. Yeah, tricky. Okay, Frankfurt got a new boss with body. Chock line still there. Boss line is here. And we actually had another boss with wick here. Chock line moves down to this candle. Single candle pullback. Close above this, I'll close out of this trade. That'll be a close out of this at 1.96. But new opportunity. Target's going to just have to be all the liquidity here. Anything on the 15 is here. 15. It's not really, it's like a fractal OB. It's just nothing in between, but okay, so this is out of the H4 M15 OB that swept and rebalanced the daily in a H4 uptrend. We did have a huge H4 engulfing candle here, so I realistically really want to get short after this engulfing candle down to here. But at the moment it's giving me long opportunities. So I'm thinking that price is going to come above here, take that liquidity, and then we're going to go down. Yeah, CPI data, that will fuel that move. Yeah, we'll target that area. It makes sense for it to reject there. Okay, we're in. Is that another opportunity here? Boss with body. Let me check the FEM5. Wasn't balanced there. That would be, out of maybe this wick. But yeah, it's all a bit too much. Okay. Okay, so we just had a boss's wick. That would be the chalk level. If we get a close below this level, I will close out. We're almost at the time anyway. Aye, so I'm going to close out here for 245. This is the next opportunity here. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Be in, but you wouldn't be taking this CPI data. Aye. Massive. Unfortunately, I had this marked up. I had an order on it, but I'm not going to gamble with CPI data. I called this live. There's all this set up for the push up to take the liquidity here, to tap into the 4 hour big engulfing to dump down. Unfortunately, I didn't take the trade because CPI is a bit of a gamble, even though the setup was perfect there. What is this in a single candle, 32 hour? Looks like we've smashed through this, rebalanced the daily almost to the pip. Nearest M15 is all the way up here. Let's see if we get any opportunities to continue this. Okay, we actually do have high, low, high, high on the next candle. There's actually a boss's body. That is the M15 chalk level. Oops, 15 chalk. That would be the OB. See if we can get along with this continuation. Where's the next entry? Where are we aiming for? Some of the H4. It looks like it goes down. Didn't mean to reveal that, but we need to see where we're aiming for. H4 POI. Okay, let's go back to the 15. How many pips? 7, 9. What's it? 3.4. It's not very much. I'd ideally go off a bit deeper. No tag on the 2.5 either. Aye, and then it melts away. Yeah, we'll be done for the day. This is some mistake I made. We actually have push up here, and then we actually, the H4 POI, it's a 3 candle POI point of interest. I made this a mistake because this candle didn't close below any of these candles, so it's still part of the consolidation candle. This is the candle that closed below, so that's a breakout candle, which then created the boss here. Boss's body, moving the chalk line down, creating this as the next H4 point of interest to potentially take out this low. We can zoom out again to find some other H4 points of interest. We have one here. Yeah, not mitigated, just no imbalance. If we're just going to keep dumping, we need a target. Okay, what do we got above? H4 is chalked down well and truly. H4 up here. This little fractal, H4 consolidation. Maybe it comes into play. 15. 45 entry. Targeting this next H4, I guess. Let's skip through the Asia session. We got a 25 tap, but not a 45. So no fill on that. Let's see, maybe it still comes back in. We had a new break of structure. And we have an order block. M15 OB. Got nice confluence. We've got Asia session liquidity here. We've taken the lows out. Our chock levels here. Let me move it down. So if we do get a chock, we would potentially be looking to go long. However, we are in a strong move down. H4 chock down, M15's down. We got a nice 15-minute order block here. So let's see if it's mitigated, which is 0.25. It has not been hit yet. So let's put our order there. And the same target would be the next H4 point of interest. Would be tagged in. Price has created another Bosworth wick. We can move our chock line down. Potentially this is a new opportunity. To get short. What do we have here? EBC rates. We'll definitely close out before that. So I think that is at 2:15 and we are at 15 minutes before it. Alright, so we would close out at a 3R. Okay, so it would have got our take profit if we hold that open for that, but we take 3R. We then had a Bosworth wick here. Our chock would have been moved to here. We had a higher low and a higher high, so that would actually be a Bosworth wick. And our chock line would be here. Okay, we get a chock with wick. Chock line moves to here. With the news, we're not interested in that. What was that? PPI. Okay. Okay, we actually get a chock with body. So we got a chock. And our boss line up here. We don't have any imbalance or any, it's all rebalanced here in this move. So it looks like a big liquidity sweep and probably going to head down again. Bearish continues. That's a chock body down. So that is the M15 chock line up there. Okay, let's skip through. This is quite a good M15 order block here. H4 has been mitigated there. Let's zoom out on the H4 and have a look what happened. We had a H4 boss with wick, then had chock with wick, H4 chock with wick, moving the chock line here, H4 chock, and we started breaking down. So H4 boss just follows down with the candles until we get a pullback. So let's have a look again. We've got a bit of a nice H4 zone here. On the wick, you could probably refine it to maybe the hourly candle. Looks a bit better. And then the 15 would be the refined OB here to get short, to continue the downtrend. It is time to skip through till the next day. Okay, let's go. Let's finish this off. Final day. What do we have? New day's about to start. We've got the M15 chock here. We've got the H4 chock here. M15 boss down there. We've got our H4 POI. I don't know why I made it so ginormous, but let's bring it in. Kind of hoping that we get a push up, tag, and then go. Pretty ambitious, but we got all this liquidity left here. Sort of just like trend line liquidity, sloped highs. So that's what I'm kind of looking for there. So let's see. Probably have to go up to 45 on this. So big. Okay, let's start playing it out. Okay, just a quick dump straight away. Oh, well. Okay, we're super bearish right now. Let's go, that's M15 boss. Boss with body. On the 4 hour, I'm just having a look. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, we didn't have a 4 hour pullback technically, so our H4 chock hasn't moved, but our M15 chock moves down to this high. Okay, maybe clustered highs. Maybe this. Huge amounts of balance above. I don't really like anything here, to be honest. Kind of still hoping the price comes up to the here, but I would delete it for now. Okay, we got London open, fractal sweep here. Probably a nice pullback on the M5. Let's have a look how it looks on the 5. Okay, pretty nice 5-minute order block here. We're super bearish. There's potential for continuation. Yeah, it's a wick. Okay, let's look at that. How big is this area? 4.2, so 25. It's already quite refined. The bottom of this, I don't know. Hard to say. Well, the next one here, I think that's too far away. Okay. Okay, and there we go. We've got another 50-minute boss. Body. Let's move down the chock line. M15 POI. It's a POI because it's multiple candles, not a single order block candle. Because we had multiple wick breaks, multiple consolidation candles before the push out. Where is the target? If we're still in this, could play that. This would have been this ultimate target. Let's see if it actually gets there. That'd be crazy. Boss with body. Chock moves down to here. Okay, that's not a trade I want anymore. I would look at this whole area here. So we had this break, then it got mitigated by that candle here. So then we had this candle was pushed up by that. Okay, so we probably have this area here. We probably even narrow it down to this one. It's where it gets tricky. Like, where are we targeting the lows? We're so overextended. Guess we just target 3 hour. Okay, no tag. That's moved on. I guess we did actually have a little boss with wick here, and then we actually had a technical chock, but no balance, no follow through, no nothing. So we chock back down. We didn't mitigate this. Chock line is back here. Looks okay. It's valid, it's aggressive. We didn't mitigate this one, so there's obviously leftover liquidity here, balance still above here. If we had mitigated this order block, I would have been more excited about taking this order block. We're super far down, like we have pushed a long way into this deep H4 we have here. I remember this setup. It looked good at the start, but I didn't take it because of the fact that we didn't mitigate this order block. All we've done is bleed out. We've now come super deep in here. We actually had taken out some big weekly lows. And yeah, I just figured it was going to be quite a market manipulation. So what happens is it chocks up here. So we got early long people get into positions here thinking we're going to reverse. Price comes down, takes out the early longs, and then we have people trying to get into late shorts. We've already moved like 200 pips down this move, and people trying to get into the late shorts here. We have an unmitigated OB just above it around the NY open. We've just bled out for 200 pips. We have to think, are the big guys still trying to short down here? It's potential, it's valid, but we have to think about probabilities. If we had mitigated this order block or even taken some liquidity from this main structure here, I would be a bit more interested. However, we pretty much rebalanced the hourly here, and then we've had the push down. So we're sort of setting up for us to get like a reversal pattern where we now take out the early shorters and then we potentially get a bit more of a push up. It's also 4 o'clock, so I didn't take this one and I didn't have an order on this one anymore. I wanted to see what happened here and see if there was enough time to be able to get long. But pretty much this is where I stopped trading around 5:30. We got the chalk up. What I'm going to do now, just pause the video, go and tally up the week, and then we can discuss the results after that. Let's have a look at these results. Hindsight is a beautiful thing. Okay, so what we had first was this set Asia order block here. We had a reversal inside a H4 supply. We had our chalk down. We had imbalance here. We had manipulations of the highs here. We took that, looking to target the daily rebalance. What happened was, we ended up getting swept on the Frankfurt Open. You can run the risk of that, but the R&R was good there, so worth the risk. So then we had the second setup after the continuation. After we swept our original OB and got stopped out, we then had another really nice order block that's manipulated some highs, created a breaker structure, left behind imbalance. We took this one live. We could have traded it better. If we had just targeted, maybe the mitigation of this nice 15-minute order block, that could have been nice, but we were looking to get the daily rebalance, which was our first sort of high time frame target area. Unfortunately, what we did, we had to manage it as we regained the Asia low and looking to turn bullish towards the H4 before rebalancing, and unfortunately had to close out for about 2R here. This one I didn't take, very unfortunate in hindsight. It was a really nice order block in NY. What kept me out of it was the daily rebalance just below. I think in the future I would just cover the daily imbalance, expecting that to be rebalanced, but this still to be a nice area of demand here, especially when I looked again later on the 1 hour. However, this was the play for that day. We ended up moving. I tried to get in here on the next OB after the chalk. We didn't get the pullback, and we just kept moving up. At this point, when we broke the H4, I was looking for a continuation out of this before we broke the H4. As soon as we took out the H4, we chalked down with a huge amount of momentum. I figured that the push up was done. We were looking to, at least pull back on the H4. And so this was not of interest to me at all. I want to always trade with momentum. And then what we had a massive engulfing candle close on the H4. And then we started developing 15-minute market structure down. I was looking at this really nice order block here that took out liquidity, created imbalance, broke structure. However, as the price overnight came in, it rebalanced the daily, which was kind of a bit of against my short here. However, I did leave this on, let it play out. I think I got quite lucky not to get stopped out in spread hours. But when I woke up, I had an appointment all morning here, so I was managing it from my phone. I wasn't able to get into this long, unfortunately, even though it was a nice chock with a daily rebalance, and I ended up closing this for just under 2R once we got this chock out of this area. It was not an ideal situation, so I wasn't able to trade this. I got back to the chart somewhere up here as we were taking all this liquidity out. After such a H4 push down, and after such an impulsive move up with all our high time frame areas well below us, I was really expecting a move down out of this area. And so as we started just walking up quite slowly, I was watching for any sort of reversal pattern here. We got a perfect setup here. Unfortunately, the tag came in right before the CPI news. I'm going to start looking to take these. What I'll do, I'll change this to yellow because this was... this is... If you're running a funded account or anything like that, I wouldn't mess around with these. But if you have raw spreads and you're confident with your trade and you've backtested these sorts of areas and all that sort of stuff, and it adheres to your placement and everything, and you can guarantee that you're going to get your stop loss and not get slipped, then by all means, trade your setups when the red news comes. The only reason before I didn't trade big red news is like NFP, CPI, and these sorts of stuff is with my funded account. It was just the slippage just gets too high and you can just blow the account in one trade. That was a huge move out of that nice order block there of, it kept going down further and further. But to this 4 hour here, it was a 32R move. Yeah, so we moved down. We're looking to get this nice pullback here. We didn't get a tag. Off the 25, I think we still want to get a tag. Next one as well, we tried to get off the 45, so we didn't get a tag off this area. And we finally got into a trade here using this last order block here, using the Asia liquidity as a confluence. The issue was in live trading, I did not draw my order block like this. I made a mistake not seeing that this didn't break below. So what I had was my order block tighten up here. And so I figured that this order block wasn't mitigated. We hadn't touched the 25. And so what I was assuming was price was going to come up, kind of what it did later on. I wanted price to come up, tag me in here, and then go down. So I actually missed this trade in live trading, which was really annoying, super unfortunate. So I didn't actually get this one. You could have closed that for 3R. In these sorts of situations, when you're deep into H4 demand, a lot of the times I think about you just target the 15 low. So you would have been able to lock in 4R. If you were looking at when price reclaimed this area, then you could close out a little bit later. Okay, as we moved into the final day of trading, again, I was not on the charts. Early in the morning, I was only able to get onto the charts midway through London session. And unfortunately, I ended up placing a scalp in here to lock in a few R. However, I'm not showing that on this series. I want to just stick to the H4 M15. If you guys are interested, I can run a little scalping series. We had a potential here on the M5, like I talked about, with these continuations on the M5 if the M15 isn't showing much options. Sometimes when we're really impulsive, the M5 can be really clean, as we showed here. If you were just to target the MH4 low here, we would do 5R. If you target the next H4 and let it run, it would be around 15R. So add all that up. What I actually got live was 6R live. However, obviously we can see available was approximately, let's just go conservative 30. And if you had raw spreads and you're able to take this entry here, you could even double it to 60R. But yeah, so plenty available. Obviously hindsight's 2020, but I really think it's good to run these reviews, review what you did, compare how you did to what was available in the market. Obviously there's unavoidable things like I had multiple appointments in the morning where I missed out on multiple Frankfurt and London sessions. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. I'll keep doing these week in, week out, looking back at the markets, how I would have traded them, how I marked them up, and how I did trade them versus how we can, have a look at the potential opportunities in hindsight. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please comment, like, share this out. I'd love to get these videos out to more people. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. And yeah, really thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.